From beautiful Front Wave Arena in Oceanside, California, it's day 2 of the MASL Ron Newman Cup playoffs. Our third quarterfinal pits the number 3 seed Baltimore Blast against the 6th seed Utica City FC. Welcome inside the broadcast booth in Front Wave Arena. Alongside Brian Farber, Craig Elston on hand with you. We've got another doubleheader of elimination action for you today. Yesterday, the top 2 seeds advanced. The Shield-winning Chihuahua Savage, the 2nd seed and host San Diego Sockers. Today, it's the middle of the 8-team bracket that goes to battle, and we'll get things started, Brian, with a matchup of 2 teams that know each other very well.
Yeah, they faced each other 6 times this year, 5 of those going to Baltimore. Baltimore comes in with a 4-game win streak. They won 3 games in 3 days to clinch the 3rd seed. Utica comes in the last 10 games, 5-5. I wouldn't say they're playing at their best, but it should be a fun matchup, neutral ground. On the personnel side, Baltimore has been growing, adding in new exciting players. And unfortunately tonight, we will be missing Kelvin Olivier. He was going to win an MVP, and he is not here tonight, and it will be missed, but it should be fun for the fans regardless.
Yeah, no Kelvin, but as we take a look at the 2 teams, for Baltimore, after missing the playoffs for the first time in MASL history last year, they are back in it. One of the reasons is a newcomer, Chad Porch.
Yeah, I talked to Chad a little bit yesterday. He's an exciting player. Coming in as a rookie and to have those kind of points, he's going to be in this league for a long time.
Meanwhile, on that UCFC side, the big question is who can fill the scoring boots of Kelvin Oliveira. Nilton De Andrade, 4th year with UCFC. He's one of the guys who's definitely stepped up.
Yeah, 25 goals. He's going forward. He's getting back. He has 18 blocks. He's very athletic. Somebody to keep an eye on.
This is going to be a fun one on a neutral floor. Only one team can move on to tomorrow's semifinals. It's the Baltimore Blast. It's Utica City FC. We'll come back. Melissa May has some pregame notes. We'll give you the starting lineups and opening kickoff next, right here on MASL TV.
Indoor soccer fans, it's time to unleash a giant leap for fandom. Introducing MASL Indoor Soccer Fantasy Football. Build your dream team, invite your friends, and create your own draft league, all for free. Draft and trade players and win bragging rights as your team dominates the league. With MASLI Football, you're not just a fan, you're part of the action. Go to MASLI Football to sign up, get started, and play.
Live from Front Wave Arena, we welcome you back. Day 2 of the MASL Ron Newman Cup playoffs, quarterfinal number 3 of 4. With Brian Farber and our Amoda broadcast team, I'm Craig Elston. Let's welcome in the 3rd member of our crew. Here's Melissa May.
The soccer tournament, also known as TST, have to wonder what could have been for this Game 3 of the quarterfinals. Back in 2023, the first year of TST, Utica City's Kelvin Oliveira was the first player to score that $1 million goal and win the final match for Newtown Pride. In last year's tournament, Baltimore Blast Chad Porch scored that $1 million goal, winning it for La Bombonera. These $2 million men would have gone head-to-head today, if not for Kelvin's lower body injury that has sidelined him since the end of February. Fans can only hope for a rematch between Oliveira and Porch, maybe this summer. Craig Farber, back to you.
Thanks so much, Melissa. TST, a tournament that's really taken the soccer world by storm each summer, and in fact, MASL players, such a critical part of the success of that tournament. I would love to see the MASL get even more involved and hands-on, hands-in when it comes to the soccer tournament. Chad Porch scored the goal for La Bombadera. It was Kelvin the year before for Newtown Pride FC. No Oliveira today. Utica City FC, the number 6 seed. The 3rd seed, Baltimore Blast. Blaster in red. UCFC in white with blue numbers. UCFC will run left to right. Baltimore right to left. The whistle is sound. Presented by Verizon. The Ron Newman Cup playoffs. Quarterfinal number 3. The top 2 seeds have advanced, Chihuahua and San Diego. If Baltimore wins, they will face San Diego tomorrow. This gets down to Vinny Dantas, and right away a point-blank save by Blast keeper Julian Rodriguez, Brian.
That's a great save by Rodriguez. A good ball in. Dantas brought it down, turned quick. Good positioning.
One of the difficulties in a neutral match like this when the host team is not playing, very small crowd, but the intensity, it needs to be self-generated, Farms. You can't get it from the atmosphere. You can't get it from the arena. You have to make it yourself.
Yeah, these guys are all pros. They've been through games where the fans weren't really behind them, but it's really going to be a matter of just how to stay focused on your game.
There's Silva. Now, on the hold, Bruno Enrique, the former Florida Tropic, draws a foul and a free kick coming from a very dangerous spot for the Blast. We mentioned Julian Rodriguez in net for Baltimore. For Utica, it's the familiar mustachioed visage of Andrew Coughlin. 21st start of the year, started 20 of 24 in the regular season, 10-8-2 record, 599 goals against, 672 save percentage. First good scoring chance in a set piece. And it's driven right into the wall by the Blast. Baltimore 16-7-1 on the season. 5-6-1 away from tiny TU Arena, the college basketball arena on Towson University campus. Here's Chad Porch, who we highlighted. Listed as a defender, even though he has 23 goals this year, which leads all active players on the Baltimore roster. Porch dancing his way up the floor to Jesus Pacheco, the former Ontario Fury Empire striker player. Down into the corner, Guevara, Jairo Guevara.
It's a good stint of possession here for Baltimore, getting comfortable. This turf is a little bit different. You need to adjust.
Ball spinning loose for a moment. Well warded off by Alvis. Make that a lava, pardon me, of Utica City. Juan Alava keeping that away from Baltimore's hungry grasp. There's the rookie they call Welly, Wellington Bramuse, out of Brazil. 18 goals in 23 regular season matches, number 77. As we mentioned earlier, 7th meeting between these two teams, but none like this, Brian, on a neutral floor all the way across the country and with everything on the line.
Yeah, Utica came in on Wednesday to try to get themselves a couple sessions on the turf if they could and get themselves rested and ready to go with the time change.
Fighting in the corner right now. And it's out. Patrick Thompson, well blocked. Utica on the move. Coming the other way. That was Silva on the block. Out to left wing. Opportunity here to the back post and just under the leg of Barbaro Chelier.
It was a great ball across. It's hard to tell if he thought that was going to come through. It might have just snuck past somebody's foot, caught him by surprise.
Will Niamsi, under pressure, came over earlier this season from St. Louis. There's the captain, Nate Bordeaux, making a run. Bordeaux only just able to skip it off the goal wall and easily grabbed by Rodriguez. Julian Rodriguez split time with Mike Zierhofer in net. 15 starts, 10-4-1 record, 5.14 goals against average, and a straight 700 save percentage. Vinny Dantas, the veteran, to Bordeaux. Dantas won 3 championships as a Baltimore Blast in his athletic prime. Now looking to take the Blast out of the playoffs. Vinny has spent the last couple of years, Tacoma, Texas, now back to the East Coast with Utica.
Vinny's a veteran. He's a leader. He can score goals.
The captain, Juan Pereira, coming right down Route 1, left the ball behind.
That's the turf that I'm talking about. It's a little bit different than the turf that these guys are used to playing on. It's new. It's a little soft. It plays a little slow. So both teams have to adjust.
4 minutes done in the first quarter. Still looking for the first goal. We've seen very defensive opening quarters in these quarterfinals so far. Here comes Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho Diniz. Out to the wall pass from Gio Alves. He has Giovanni listed on the back of his kit. From Fogo, the tiny volcanic island in Cape Verde Islands off the west coast of Africa. Strangely, and I really want to get to the bottom of this, 3 players from the Cape Verde. Oh, is a ball left out in the middle. Rodriguez able to grab it, take it away from Sergio Pinal. Pinal, 5'10", listed at 215. He's a burly fella out there. He and Dantas could form quite the doubles dancing duo.
That'd be a nice partnership. Pinal, I think he is from the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Nelson told me that he brought him in. He's known him for a while, and he's fitting in nicely.
Here's a ball bouncing to the top of the Baltimore crease. Chad Porch under pressure from Gordy Gerson. Kid Dynamite, now in his 30s. Forward Victor Pereira, the former Tropic, cuts it across. What a save, Coughlin! Andrew Coughlin then dives to grab the carom. He flat out denies Guevara the first goal of the night.
That was a great ball across. Would have been a great goal, but it was a better save.
Here's one header, wide by Chelier. Great attempt. Game starting to open up here, mid-first quarter. Pereira again with space, third touch. Porch shoots. Short side save by Coughlin. Welcome to everyone at the watch parties in Utica, upstate New York. Hope you're enjoying your riggies. I'm going to assume it's dinner hour. And welcome to everybody at the watch party in Baltimore as well. Crab cakes for you. Fish tacos out here in Oceanside. No scoring yet. And a foul whistle gives us a chance to recognize our on-floor officials. Fernando Pena, a very familiar face. Brian, his 16th season as a pro indoor referee. Austin Saini in his 7th.
2 of my favorites. I love these guys.
Like you do all officials, as I heard throughout the previous hour. Talking up here to our 2 men on the VAR, Ryan Sigich and Rich Grady, upstairs with us.
It's my first opportunity to tell these guys how I really feel about them.
I know, and they found out. It was great. 8.5 to go in the first. Here's the target forward, Vinny Dantas. You can't push him off the ball. It's just about impossible. Out to Ronaldinho.
I'm kidding. These guys are good. It's a hard job to be a referee, and especially in this sport because it is so fast. It is so quick. Positioning is everything. I mean, last night's game was a perfect example. Chihuahua, the 1 seed. First goal that went in looked like a screen on Esque. Could have been argued, could have been overturned, but it's subjective.
Silva got the block, but he blocked it out of bounds, and because there was intentionality behind his kick, it was defensive clearance. Top of the arc, free kick for Utica. Down to the short post, the save made by Rodriguez, who looks like he might be the worse for it. Might have injured himself, and in fact, he is called and asked Saini to blow the whistle.
I think he's all right. I think his momentum took him into the post.
Yeah.
But
that right ankle, somehow he banged his right ankle into that post, apparently, on that save.
Goalkeepers are tougher than the average person. I think he'll be fine.
Yeah. So Utica gets it back. We're under 8 minutes now remaining in the first quarter. Next ball out of bounds. Well, almost there it was. Next ball out of bounds will be our first official's timeout of this match. Still to come tonight, the grudge match, Milwaukee, Kansas City at 7:30. Mello. Right on, Yonatas Mello. Another one of those three-time champion Blast, 9th year with the franchise. There's still some of that veteran core from the mid-2010s, but Tony Donatelli, guy like Nelly Santana who's with Utica, some of the most famous stars have moved on now.
Yeah, they had a great run. A lot of championships, always in the finals. A lot of leadership from the staff on down, from Bascom and the crew.
Pat Healy was a member of those teams as a defender. Now he's the head coach at Harrisburg.
Yeah, I remember those days.
A lot of legacy for those old Baltimore teams. They were the dominant franchise in the MASL in the early years. The Sockers won twice in the early 2020s. Mexico has been dominant since. Ooh, that was close for Coughlin, hugging the edge of his crease to make that catch. Back-to-back championships for the Chihuahua Savage, who won against St. Louis yesterday. They will face the lowest remaining opponent that emerges from today as Dantas shoots. So if Utica were to win, they would play Chihuahua. They could only play Chihuahua. Just like if Baltimore wins, they can only play San Diego tomorrow. So these two teams at least know. Kansas City, Milwaukee, not sure. Opportunity coming in now. That's another one of the Utica's rookies, Mershad Ahmadi. Out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, 13 goals in 17 appearances this year for the men in blue and white. Dantas puts it out, Ahmadi, his shot. Easy save, Julian Rodriguez. Quickly rolling first quarter here. Already the 9th minute has walked off into the sunny Oceanside afternoon. Balmy temperatures here, in case you didn't know, in North County. Kyle Genrich. A lot of rookies in this Utica lineup.
Yeah, I think Everton is picking his squad, developing some young players for the future. It's hard to balance the veterans and the new players and try to teach them the game without giving up a lot of mistakes, but he's done a great job to slow those down.
6 out of 16 in the Utica lineup today in their first year. So that makes this their first ever Ron Newman Cup playoff match. Sent forward, Blast have 2 down low. Coughlin comes in to clean things up. Hops over the short wall and gives us a chance to take our first pause. No score yet between these Eastern rivals. It's the Blast. It's Utica City. We're back with more first quarter action in the Ron Newman Cup playoffs on MASL TV. Taking a look at our two combatants in this winner-take-all quarterfinal, the Baltimore Blast, the number 3 seed. Big bounce-back season for the Blast, who missed the playoffs for the first time in 11 years. 16-7-1, Juan Pereira leading the way, 20 goals, 35 points. Julian Rodriguez in net, plus 44 goal differential, was second best in the league. For Utica City, meanwhile, a tale of two seasons really with or without Kelvin Oliveira, 41.6 plays. As this shot kicked out of there, Milton De Andrade leading goal scorer, and Andrew Coughlin, their steady man in net. There it is. Plus 23 goal differential for Utica, but really the big story, we leave him off the graphic because he's not there, but Kelvin Oliveira, 42 points in half a season. On pace for an 80-point season. Unfortunately, injury cost him the end, and if that killed Utica's true championship hopes, you know, it's a shame, but you sure hope Kelvin finds a way back to this league.
Yeah, Kelvin was, I got to watch him play here against San Diego early in the season. Very impressed. He was on his way for that MVP. Who knows? May still get it.
I strongly considered writing him in on my ballot. Originally, I was going to vote for him, but in the end, I thought half a year, it's just very, very tough.
Yeah, that would be a challenging thing to do for the rest of the guys.
Bruno Henrique.
But 3.5 points per game average is hard to argue with.
It speaks for itself, right?
Yes.
The collision between Diniz and Pereira will go the way of City. And Milton De Andrade looking to his left and right. His outlet is Alava. Into the corner, looking for Chelier.
Early on, you were seeing Baltimore possession, keeping the ball, moving it. Now you can see Utica is trying to do a little bit of the same, find their targets, run off of them, not dumping it every time.
Working the wall, Chelier back out to Genrich. The athletic tape on his left knee. The young man out of New York. Steal, Porch coming in hot. Chad Porch. Falls, play on, says Fernando Pena. Man who's not easy to pull the whistle. Rodriguez floats a pop fly up, brought down by Enrique, and another chance to attack. The veteran Mike Diesel for the Blast. Steps around a Dantas attempted tackle. All cut out of there by Utica. Back to Pereiras. Now Porch. And Pacheco. Used to call him Sweepy in the Inland Empire. Don't know if that carried across the coast or if that was just a Philly Filament thing. Speaking of which, Christian Filament in the house along with Nick Vassos. They'll call our second semifinal on the CBS Sports Golazo Network at 7:30. Milwaukee and Kansas City. Can't wait for that one. Not that I'm not excited about this one. It's scoreless late first quarter. Let's go. Winner take all.
It's a common theme right now with the playoffs. Defense is crucial. Everybody's trying to keep the ball, be smart in the back, and not give up any silly goals.
And this is what usually happens. Just like in every sport, defense tightens up, mistakes are frowned upon. Here's a well-placed pass, and the quick shot in by Welly misses. Utica trying to dig their way out of the corner. Baltimore has 4 players in the offensive zone trying to get this steal. They do, and shoot it high, left-footed, out of bounds. Now we got 2 of those glorious yellow balls waiting to be dropped. They were created by Miter, official game ball supplier of the Major Arena Soccer League. Established in 1817, Miter is one of the leading soccer brands worldwide, producing some of the best soccer balls in the world. Learn more at miter.com. That's MITRE.com. Utica City FC. Into the corner. And back out to Belliard. Bouncing ball. If it was smooth, it could have been a nice entry pass for Gio Alves. Instead, Baltimore were able to take over. Porch. Belliard under pressure once again. Baltimore trying to dig it out in their own zone. Porch has it. Porch puts it off the wall.
Diesel.
Great idea. Diesel puts it home. First goal to Baltimore. Diesel recentered it. And it was drained by number 31, Kevon Frater. He's got the Blasts. Opening goal and a 1-0 lead.
Diesel was reading the play in the corner. You could see that he kind of anticipated where that was going to come off the boards. What a good ball in. Easy to finish it off in the middle of the crease.
That goal at 13:25, a late entry in the first quarter. Frater only scored 1 goal in the entire regular season. He's got his first to match that total in the postseason, and Diesel has the critical assist for 1-0 Blast.
It's impressive if that's only his second goal of the year to have that type of goal celebration.
Right? Well, and maybe been saving it up. Rodriguez uses his one-touch. Boy, he was under pressure there. Now Utica's trying to get it right back. Now Julian finds it. Little left-handed sidewinding scoop out to the bench wall. Mello double-teamed. Ball ricocheted off. Shelley was able to get the steal. Niamsi now settles for Utica City. I was going to say, Brian, that UCFC should have some confidence as they came to Front Wave Arena and won the last time they were here. Of course, that win was taken off the board by a referee's decision, at which point then San Diego won.
Yeah, that was an interesting finish to the game. It would have been an unfortunate loss for the Sockers to lose in Front Wave Arena, but it was overturned, and
they've never lost since.
They haven't lost since.
So it's kind of one of those funny things. Hey, undefeated at Front Wave Arena, except for that first game, which we lost. But then, anyways, when you walk in through the northwest corner, it's called Shane Butler's entrance, and we just have that there as a permanent thank you for Game 1 at Front Wave Arena.
I've not seen a goal taken off the board quite like that in the past, but it happened.
And I'll still make fun of it. 14.7 seconds left. Here's one more chance. Baltimore would really throw a dagger if they got this last shot in. Pereira, he needs to take it pretty soon. Looks like they'll be content to dribble out the clock. Now a chip down toward, and with 1 second left, we'll get a quick rollout, and that will be the end of the first quarter. No real surprises, I'd say, in this opening 15.
No, chances on both ends. I think there has been an opportunity for both teams to get a goal. Baltimore just capitalized and put one away.
And that's where we stand after our opening stanza. 15 minutes complete from Front Wave Arena in our third quarter final. Baltimore takes the early 1-0 lead, but stay tuned. Second quarter run is coming up from Oceanside after this.
I'm really big into committing to things. I usually stop binging the show halfway through the first episode. I mean, remember when my hair was blonde for like 2 seconds? But when Verizon announced that I could lock in a low price for 3 years for both phone and internet, even if I'm already a customer, I was like, duh. I think 3 years in the future, Pete will be very proud of my decision. Look at me grow. Come on! Can you hear me now? I sure hope so.
Across the nation, MASL players are giving back, utilizing their professional power to touch and inspire people in their local communities nationwide. Free soccer clinics, where kids can meet their heroes and learn new skills. After-school programs and special events. And surprise visits to the classroom. Visiting brave kids in the hospital, bringing joy and hope. Supporting special needs care, partnering with local businesses, and so much more. MASL, passion on the field, purpose off the field, committed to community.
Por una transmisión en español, escuche a nuestros amigos Julio Ramos y Pablo Morales. La transmisión en español está disponible aquí, MASL TV en español. In English, we welcome you back. Second quarter run now, getting ready to get underway from Front Wave Arena. Craig Elston, Brian Farber, Melissa May, our Emoto broadcast team here with you, along with support from the MASL. It's all presented by Verizon, the Ron Newman Cup playoffs. Baltimore 1, Utica nothing after 15 minutes of play. We will switch sides. Baltimore running left to right, Utica running right to left. A real blast bounce back this year, Brian. 2023-24, the Blast 11-11-2. They missed the playoffs for the first time ever. Some critical additions: Chad Porch, Bruno Enrique, Julian Rodriguez in net, and a really balanced attack. And that's something you were noting in the stats as well. 12 different players with 10 or more points this year for Baltimore.
Yeah, it's hard to keep a franchise like that down for long. I think it was a rebuilding year for the 1 year they missed the playoffs. Bascom, Neto, these guys are champions. They have tons of experience. They know how to develop players. I'm actually watching Bascom over here during the break. The starting lineup has already taken the field, and he's over here drawing up something for the bench the rest of the guys are paying attention to. And
oh my God, Rodriguez almost fumbled the bag right there.
He's coaching basically coming out of the break. He's got these guys trying to think about what they're trying to do to get out of the back, it looked like.
Collision in offensive midfield, and that one is ruled against Baltimore and against the young forward Jairo Guevara, just his second year in the league. Again, both teams with a lot of transition. I remember last year it was a Frank Tayu-led offense for Utica. Here is the Northern California grad, Pinal. Shot was blocked, loose, and firing out Baltimore. Good speed here by the Blast in transition. The goal scorer, Frater, holding on the wall. Plays it back out through Omar Cilia. Now Porch. Wellington. Second look. Wellington. Challenge from behind, stolen away by DeAndrade. Nilton sends one forward. In pursuit, Amati. But it's back to Rodriguez's feet. Looked a little nervous with the ball at his feet there. Shoveled it off to Porch. Porch is in hot water, double teamed. Ball loose in the near wall. The captain has it, Nate Bordeaux. Over to Pinal. Using his size to hold off the defender. Gets it back out to Nilton. Opening 90 seconds elapsed in the second quarter. Juana Lava doing that weird thing people do at training where they hike up their shorts on the front. Looks weird.
It's a comfort thing for certain players. I don't think they're trying to show off their quads. It's a matter of how it feels.
It's like a half John Stockton short, a half Chris Webber. Like, make a choice. But that's just me. Fashionista over here. Melo's pass blocked, but a foul was called on the challenge. Belliard challenging. Now forward, Bruno. Enrique draws the double team, kicks it out. Blast rotate, always a very technical team. Thompson, the former ambush. Back roll, here's Melo, just wide on the shot. Coughlin knew the angle. Along the wall, Chelier. Staggers for a moment. Those long legs, he was able to keep control of the ball. 12.5 to go here in the second quarter. Only one goal. It came at 13:25 of the first quarter. Kevon Frater from Mike Diesel on a re-entry pass. Alvis makes a run into the middle as Chelier controls in the left corner for Utica City FC. Slides it out to Manny Silva. Now Niamsi. Dantas takes his shift off the bench. Gets bumped off the ball. Foul is called. That was a pretty light contact considering there's two big fellas going head-to-head.
Yeah, he read it well. I think he might have had contact up high, though, is why it got called quickly.
Dantas restarts, crosses the yellow line to Gio Alves. Alves has the ball deflected off a Baltimore leg. Pereira did well. Has the captain's armband on, Juan Pereira. As Utica recovers, 3rd minute done, 2nd quarter. No scoring in this frame yet. If you're just checking in, a unique format this year for the Major Arena Soccer League with the brand new arena that had the opportunity to host, to bring all 8 teams to one location. Single elimination. Yesterday, Chihuahua beat St. Louis 5-1. San Diego took down Empire 4-2. Empire and St. Louis, their seasons are over. Dantas, shot blocked. Silva, well done. Pereira gets it out. Blast looking to counter. Patrick Thompson with a line change needed. He had one racer off the bench, and that shot blocked by Coughlin. Denying Frater a second, then the refeed off of Dantas and in. Score the goal for Baltimore and do the gritty while you're at it as the Blast jump ahead 2-0. Celebration.
A little bit of a lucky bounce for Thompson, but the ball through on the second door for Frater was what created it all. He came back, collected it, made a nice layoff, got the assist. You tell me he only scored 2 goals the whole season now, or 1 goal the whole season, and he's got a goal and assist the first half. These are the kind of moments that players, you know, they can build off of this.
That goal at 4:01, Baltimore out to that 2-0 advantage. I know you were downstairs and feeling that the vibes are pretty good in that Utica locker room, but the Blast just have, I think, not necessarily the talent advantage, Brian, but they got the experience advantage. Well, there's between these two clubs.
There's experience. Baltimore is just a very experienced team, but there's also that mental edge. They were 5-1 this year in the 6 games they faced each other. So, you know, if you're the Utica players coming into this game, you've been beat by these guys 5 times. It's a tough thing to kind of overcome and say, oh yeah, it's 0-0 starting over in the playoffs. Although that is the mentality you should have.
Tripped, goal! Count it! There was a moment that we thought there might be a whistle for a foul as Alves went down. Instead, the ball popped loose, and it found its way to the back of the net.
This is indoor for you. Good no call. Let the ball play on. Left-footed finish, bottom corner. Got Rodriguez. 2-1.
Murshad Ahmadi gets the goal, and Alves at least gets an assist for his trip. And an instant answer for that goal at 4:45. Huge moment for Utica, to be sure. By the way, I do like how the 2 franchises have sent the MP3 of their very... Oh, no! Turnover! And Coughlin rescues the moment with the save of the day so far. Absolute denial of Jamie Thomas with a diving stop to the left.
Great save.
I was going to say, they play Celebration for Blast goals, and then they play that doop, doop, doop song. Uh-oh, did that hit a little girl?
Yes.
Not too hard. She looks all right. She's made of rubber. She's okay. Oh, sweetheart. Too young to remember, Brian. It's going to be fine. 9:45 left to go in the half. Both teams have netted. That's a play on right there. Fernando Pena watches passively like the Buddha at the side of the river. Porch chests this one down at center circle. Brought forward by Ronaldinho. Got to say, watching Chad Porch is entertaining, Brian. He's got a weird gait. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's got some long legs. He gets those things going. He's obviously very athletic and quick. But yeah, he has a little bit of a different running style, which I think catch people off guard a little bit.
Very gangly, but he's protecting the ball the whole time.
It's long strides.
9 minutes, 5 seconds, running clock, 2nd quarter. 2-1 now is the score. This is a single elimination playoff game. Alava in the corner. Nice little back and forth. Lost the ball for a second. Recontrols. He's going to need to play it back out. and does so calmly to Alvis.
Calmly is the right word. Utica is not panicking. They were down 2-0 and they got themselves back into it, but you can see it. They're playing their game still. Everton's got them ready.
Foul called on the floor before Porch could get it going. That was Gerson with a smart foul to slow things down. On the restart, it's down low to the man of the moment, Frater, I should say. Omar brings it down. Frater off the wall, looking for the wall of Scora. Couldn't get it to the toe of Mello. Second shot just whistling wide of right post. Third opportunity for Baltimore is materializing, taken away. Dantas with a burst. Dantas goes down. Foul call. A reminder that Capelli Sport is the official exclusive preferred uniform and apparel provider of the Major Arena Soccer League. Look for the all-new MASL fan store coming soon. And I mean, I hope soon, because the season's almost over, so coming soon.
Gerson played that ball quick. Got a whistle there.
Pinal brought it down. Great look, just wide by Genrich. That was classic target play by Pinal. Now I see what Nelly Santana was looking at. Here's the goal scorer, Amati. Nice move, better save. Second chance, goal! Utica has tied it. Emmanuel Belliard. Make it, pardon me, Genrich out of the corner. Genrich gets the goal, and we're tied up at 2.
Took a deflection, came off the boards, right to his left foot. That deflection set him up nicely, back post finish.
Every once in a while, the pinball settles onto your flipper, and that's where it did for Genrich. And we're all tied up. Presented by Verizon, it's the Ron Newman Cup playoffs. Let's take a quick break, and we're back with more second quarter action from Oceanside, California next on MASL TV. Blast fans making the trip cross country, welcome. Glad you bought bought the flag as well. 2-2 tie, restart, 7:50 to go, second quarter. Should have trusted my initial instincts there, Farbs. It was Emmanuel Belliard on that goal. And Amati got the assist. He's got a goal and an assist now for Utica City. Here's the shot diving stop. Rebounds loose. Enrique. Great work down by Ronaldinho to keep a shot away. Outstanding defensive work, scrambling by Ronaldinho there, just spraying the legs out left and right. Now he's looking for a steal at midfield. As the ball bounces outside of Coughlin's crease. Held down Bruno, trying to feed Porch. Alvis is in there as well, and he draws the foul.
This is turning into a good game already with the back and forth. 2-goal lead, back to 2-2. I'm excited to watch this one continue to play out. If I was a gambling man, I
But
would
you're not, thank God.
I would not bet on this game.
Yeah,
'cause
no way.
I do not know which direction it's going to go.
Dantas lovely. Gerson charging in. Gordy Gerson. Rodriguez coming up with a save, and then Gordy tried for the Superba and shot it high.
That was a great ball. Layoff from Vinny, the run through from Gordy. Good save from Rodriguez. This is great for the league. Good offensive, good defensive. It's good for the fans.
High intensity stuff. Hope you're enjoying it on MASL TV on YouTube. A reminder, flip over to Galazzo at 7:30 for our final quarterfinal. Kansas City and Milwaukee tonight, 7:30 West Coast time, 9:30 Central time for you folks in Wisconsin and in Mizzou. Foul along the wall. Slow to get up for Baltimore. Their number 19, Jairo Guevara, the Virginian.
This is some exchange of a couple words down there. I don't think it was harsh intentional, but he got him.
Battling with Niamsi for position as the ball is put back into play by the Blast. Melo's going to cut it in. Chested down by Guevara, out to Porch. Omar. Blast doing a good job controlling tempo right now. Porch looking for some angle to attack with. This ball takes a little flick, comes out. Now Porch couldn't control the tight quarter pass. Back heel layoff from Guevara, intercepted. Alves lifted out Coughlin. Uh-oh, something happened to Gordy.
I think his elbow to the hip, it was unintentional, but got him when he's on his way back. Gordy's quick, he's sneaky, he comes from behind on those defenders. It's his size, so that's kind of the way he plays. But I think his elbow probably got him in the hip.
Here's Amadi. He's had a big impact on this first half. Pinal, Amadi looking for a brace. Amadi off the wall. Pinal shot it high off the Soccer Script logo. And then Genrich took a turn. I'm now positive Genrich scored the goal and not Belliard. I saw the knee tape. I'm positive. But maybe we can see the replay again at halftime. Shot out by Amadi.
Those two connecting are the two players that Santana told me to watch for prior to the game. That was almost a perfect combination. It's like a genie.
And that's defensive clearance. That's a big mistake by Baltimore. Unforced error on the distribution to send it out of bounds. Like my tee shot on 12 at Mission Trails. Just an unforced error to send it left. And now Utica with a chance to take their first lead of the day.
You only made a mistake on 12?
That's where I lost the ball last round. The only ball I lost, though. I was pretty happy about that. Alves now to the corner. Amadi. Ball's bouncing, top of the crease. Turning on it, unable. Nilton, now he has to hustle back. Well done by De Andrade. Racing the other way now. Utica's Manny Silva. Silva, left-footed pass. Alves working. Giovanni dispossessed. Nice takeaway by Welling. Back to Utica. De Andrade's got it again. Under 5 minutes to play now in the first half.
I don't want to say that the next goal is game defining, but you can kind of feel that these guys are starting to find their game. And once somebody does take control momentum wise, it could be.
They did it again.
It could be that goal, though, that does send somebody in the right direction. Right before the half, go into the halftime with a 3-2 lead and not look back.
Second mistake in the last 2 minutes by the Blast on kickouts. Can Utica take advantage? If you're new to the sport, this is the most dangerous scoring play, top of the arc. Alves, Nilton's shot blocked. Well done by the captain, Pereira. Reverse bounce on that ball is keeping it in the zone. Flicked over to Amadi, lifting, looking for Dantas. Back to Amadi, wall pass. He's going to corkscrew it over to Alves. Flips it, flicks it, and it bounces over the glass. Clever stuff.
That was a good try.
We've got content from both teams coming up at halftime, so we invite you to stay tuned. We'll have Amanda Panda-Philemon's interview with Yonatas Mello. Plus, we'll hear from the veteran Nelly Santana from Utica. Last but not least, Melissa with Ed Hale, the longtime owner of the Blast. Steal, shot, blocked. Porch came up to deny Chelier the go-ahead goal. Still dancing. Belliard dispossessed by Enrique. Now it's Baltimore's turn to run. It's Pacheco flying up the northern wall. Ball got out in front of him. Genrich was able to take it away. Gerson now off the bench. Three-line pass. That'll come back to the dot on the middle of the yellow line for a Baltimore free kick.
That's some end-to-end right there.
Green Drop offers a better alternative than the outdated compression sleeves and socks, providing long-lasting relief at an affordable price. Uniquely suited to help our athletes battle aching joints and muscles. Learn more. Try it yourself. Visit greendropcompression.com. Mello lays it off. The shot is boomed up into the high netting here at Front Wave Arena. Take 10. That's all the time you'll need for Eric Bergrud to take you inside the game and to get to know the big stars advancing the sport both on and off the floor. 10 for 10 airs weekly on MASL TV. Utica 2, Baltimore 2. Only one team can advance from this quarterfinal to tomorrow's semifinal. What are your thoughts on the format, Farbs, in terms of the top two seeds getting to play on Friday to get that one day off? These teams knowing they'll have to play a back-to-back.
I like it. I mean, it's kind of one way to use one arena to your best for the fans, but it is definitely an advantage, and we've all known it since the beginning when it was announced that going in with a top seed was going to be an advantage, so everybody had a chance to try to earn it.
Collision along the southern wall, and the ball comes out harmlessly to Andrew Coughlin. De Andrade, nice pass. Pinal retrieving in the corner in front of the Calafina Tequila dasher board. Two Blast came over to tip the pass away. Touched off Pena, who's part of the field of play, the official. Now Gerson laid it off, unable to run on it, Niamsi. I don't know. What is that? Is it like four little blue dots that's next to the numbers?
Yeah, and it's 4 blue dots. It's their logo, but it from here looks like a number.
Yeah, from upstairs it looks like a 1. It looks like everyone is either triple digits or double digits out there.
Yes.
Just, you know, little note for our guy Tommy Tanner for the next uniform design. Maybe not right next to the numbers, that thing.
I'm not sure Tommy has control over that.
Well, he could if he wanted to. Here comes Pinal. 2:20 to go in the half. Had his arm raked along the wall and got a foul for his trouble.
Lots of free kicks going in Utica's direction right now. They're on the offense.
Yeah, the momentum in this match has really swung. Cruising in. Corner work by Silva. Manny Silva. That one again, that one hit Austin Saini this time. 2 different times an official's deflection has benefited Utica in the last minute or so. Under 2 minutes to play in the half. Alava into the corner. Chelier in the middle with those long strides coming to the right wing. Boy, he's fun to watch. Him and Porch.
Yeah, there's a lot of skilled players on the field right now. It's a good mix.
Amati tiptoeing in. Goes from right to left foot. Whoa, pass! Looking for Chelier. And well defended by Diesel. The veteran knew exactly where to be. But then, out of the air, Chelier! Rodriguez came out to play the angle. Under 90 seconds to go in this second quarter. Will somebody find a late goal to take a lead into the locker room? Amati, good move. Left-footed shot blocked by Rodriguez.
Rodriguez has been huge. Couple of big saves the last couple of minutes. Keeping it even.
De Andrade to Genrich. Alava. Minute 30 is live at Front Wave Arena. Dantas saw the high hop come off his chest. Spins inside, a bigger save. Dantas got that one on Freeman Rodriguez. The crouching knee save.
Good turn by Dantas. Use his body, get to the middle. Big save from Rodriguez again. I'm going to keep saying it.
crouching tiger of the blast. Julian Rodriguez sends it up along the southern wall. Flipped out to Melo. Silva exchanges with Jamie Thomas. Loose ball for a second there. Collision. Thomas gets through it. Has two men bracketing him. Now Enrique, and the foul is called.
Thomas wanted the first foul, I think. Although I think letting him play was fair. He played a good ball in. He was making a good run, but got fouled again. So he's had a couple words.
14.5 seconds before the horn. Silva off the wall, looking for the angle. Enrique saw it kicked out by Niamsi, and they're going to call a clearance on that. I have a hard time with those just in that the ball was struck so hard. Can you really say he intentionally deflected it out of bounds?
Yeah, that's the top of the box. He kicked it, and it didn't hit him.
Fair enough.
But it is it's a bang bang play, but you got to keep that in bounds.
Here's an interesting setup. Baltimore creating a wall in front of the wall.
I like it.
They're all going to split off. There they go. And the shot's a goal! Omar Cilia takes advantage of the unique play design by Bascom and puts Baltimore ahead with 10 seconds to go in the half, Brian. 3-2.
He breaks from the wall, comes around, lays it up for his left foot, catches everybody off guard. The wall breaks, sneaks in. Looks like it takes a deflection, too. Hard for Coughlin to get a read on that. Everybody's moving. That's one of those plays that you draw up and you're like, hey, what if this works? And there you go.
Barreras, one of the best players in the league when he was with Florida.
No doubt.
Picks up the assist. 14-50. You never want to give up a goal that's got a 14 ... attached to it. Means you've given up a last-minute tally. Belliard sends it through, and that's how the half comes to an end. Halftime from Front Wave Arena in Oceanside, California, North County, San Diego. Baltimore scores 2 early and gets 1 late. It was Freighter from Diesel at 13:25 of the first quarter, 1-0 blast after 15 minutes. Patrick Thompson doubled the lead for Baltimore at 4:01. Then things turned Utica's direction, Amati and Belliard. Here's Everton Marrera, Utica City head coach, standing by on the floor with Melissa May.
Coach Marrera, when you found out you were playing the Baltimore Blast in the first round of the playoffs, what was one of the first things you did to set your team up for success?
We play against Baltimore a lot, so obviously, you're starting to learn the tendencies of the players, the tendencies of the team. It make a little bit, easier for us to study the other team and come up with a game plan. So, obviously, Baltimore's a very talented team, but we are a very talented team as well, so it's been a great battle.
Momentum is all about, it's momentum in indoor soccer. Obviously, it kind of shifted in your favor in the second quarter. How are you going to shift it back into your favor to finish out this game?
I think this game is going to be, the winner of this game is going to win on details, right? We had a lot of opportunities. We have to be a little bit better scoring. The opportunities have to be more clinical. Defensively, we are doing good. I think that we still getting the momentum. Obviously, giving up a goal on the top of the box is not the way how we want to end the first half, but we cannot let that affect us. We have to stick to the game plan, set a course, and that's it.
Thank you, Coach. Craig Farber, back to you.
Thank you so much, Melissa. First half shots, 12-10 in favor of Utica. First half score, 3-2 in favor of Baltimore. When we come back, the Verizon halftime show, you'll hear from Baltimore's Yonatas Mello, Utica's Nelson Santana, and Blast owner Ed Hale. All still to come before the third quarter kick. It's Blast 3, Utica 2, Ron Newman Cup quarterfinals, presented by Verizon on MASL TV.
Indoor soccer fans, it's time to unleash a giant leap for fandom. Introducing MASL Indoor Soccer Fantasy Football. Build your dream team, invite your friends, and create your own draft league, all for free. Draft and trade players and win bragging rights as your team dominates the league. With MASLI Football, you're not just a fan, you're part of the action. Go to MASLI Football to sign up, get started, and play.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Front Wave Arena, where I'm joined by midfielder from the Baltimore Blast, Melo. Melo, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
First of all, how are you feeling right now? You're about to play a big game against Utica City. You guys have played them a bunch of times in the regular season. What's the overall vibe for the team today?
I mean, we feel excited. I'm feeling excited myself. We haven't been playing for the league for so long. You know, playoff is always an excitement time. That's the best time of the year. So I think everybody on the team, too, are, really excited to play this game.
Yeah, you talked about being a veteran in this league. This is your 11th season. I would like to ask this question to veterans because this league has changed so much since its inception. What do you think about the changes that the league has been making, specifically in the last couple of years?
The league is changing. I think it's changing for better. And, we hope that the league keep growing, keep adding more teams, to be more excited, having teams all over the U.S. So hopefully we can add more teams.
Now, and one of those changes is obviously this playoff format that we have here with everybody kind of being in a little bit of a bubble. Do you like that? Do you have some thoughts? How's the overall team feeling about being here with all the other teams?
Well, it's something different, right? Like always, used to play, like 2 games, or I think one year we used to have 1 single game, but at the team that have the best record. So this year playing at the 1 single location is different, and it's gonna, we'll see how that's gonna go, So hopefully that, that's gonna be good for us too. So we're excited to play this new format, and the arena is pretty, it's really good to be here. I think until now everything's it's going well and smooth. So hopefully we can have a good game.
I love that. One thing you can't deny is the weather here in Southern California. It's probably much better than a lot of the teams that are out here, so that's one thing to hold on to. Now, is there anything you want to say out there to all the fans? There's a lot of people back home that didn't make the trip out here. Would you like to say anything to your fans back home?
Yeah. I just want to say thank you for everybody that has been supporting the Baltimore Blast for the whole season. We're going to put everything on the field, and we hope to have a win.
All right, good luck today.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Across the nation, MASL players are giving back, utilizing their professional power to touch and inspire people in their local communities nationwide. Free soccer clinics, where kids can meet their heroes and learn new skills. After-school programs and special events. And surprise visits to the classroom. Visiting brave kids in the hospital, bringing joy and hope. Supporting special needs care, partnering with local businesses, and so much more. MASL, passion on the field, purpose off the field, committed to community.
everyone, and welcome back to Front Wave Arena, where I am joined today by a veteran in this league. Defender for Utica City, Nelson Santana is here with me today. Nelson, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. You have spent, this is your 11th season in this league. Talk to me just a little bit about what it's like being in this league, like where it was and where we are now.
Well, the only thing I can say is growing and it's getting better. So I hope, more teams can come and then the owners can help out more of the players. It will be fine.
They're definitely trying to do that. I think you've seen a lot of that growth, especially in the last couple years. Now, let's talk about you specifically. You've played with a lot of teams. You've won 2 cups, one with Baltimore and one with San Diego Sockers. And now you could add a 4th one with Utica City. How much would that mean to you to be able to do that with this playoff scenario?
Oh, my God, it's a dream come true for any player, and making the playoffs and trying to go to the final and trying to lift the cup. I mean, it's everyone's dream.
You've done this, again, like I said, 3 times already. What does that playoff experience bring to this team?
It brings a lot, maybe being calm on the ball, trying to help the guys not to make so many mistakes and go from there.
Now, you guys have not had the best record against Baltimore this season, but does that give you an advantage coming into this, and how prepared are you guys to face them in this matchup today?
I think, it was a regular season. To me, it doesn't matter. Everything starts from 0. And this is huge for both of us, for Baltimore and Utica. So whoever wins, moves on.
Absolutely. I can't wait to see how this plays out. These playoff matches are always intense no matter what happens in the regular season. So good luck today, Nelson.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
I'm here with Ed Hale, owner of the Baltimore.
Indoor soccer fans, it's time to unleash a giant leap for fandom. Introducing MASL Indoor Soccer Fantasy Football. Build your dream team, invite your friends, and create your own draft league, all for free. Draft and trade players and win bragging rights as your team dominates the league. With MASLI Football, you're not just a fan, you're part of the action. Go to MASLI Football to sign up, get started, and play.
We're wrapping up halftime here at Front Wave Arena. The youth match still continuing down on the floor. 3-2. Baltimore leading Utica City FC. That's got to be a score pleasing to the longtime owner of the Baltimore Blast, Ed Hale. He's here in San Diego, and before the match had a chance to chat with Melissa May.
I'm here with Ed Hale, owner of the Baltimore Blast. Ed, welcome to Front Wave Arena. What do you think of the facility?
This place is fantastic. It's beautiful, but the people have been treating us very well. My team's been treated well. Looking forward to a good game. A couple good games last night, too. It was fun.
Would love to get your thoughts on the successful end to your regular season.
Well, we had a surprisingly good season, and we finished 3rd in the whole table. And we're looking forward to continuing. We think we have a pretty good team, have a good chance like everybody. Everybody thinks that. And we think we're going to do well.
You had to move on from several well-known veterans of years past. How has that transition been?
Surprisingly, it went pretty well because we have a great coach in David Bascombe. He's really worked with these guys very well, and they've gotten acclimated to each other's tendencies, going from outdoor to indoor, and then knowing each other just from staying together so much.
And Ed, that transition from outdoor and indoor is a lot more challenging than I think people realize.
Oh yeah, for sure. Everybody thinks they could play indoors, but it's not that easy. A lot of these guys some people just can never get used to it, but these guys seem to be doing very well.
And Ed, to end this, do you have a message for those faithful Baltimore Blast fans that are tuning in from home?
Oh yeah, I know you're out there. And I know that you're at the dock of the bay having a watch party. I hope everybody has a good time, and I look forward to getting back and seeing you next week.
Well, thank you, Ed.
Thank
Appreciate your time, and good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
Always great to see one of the decades-long leaders of the sport of indoor soccer. That's Ed Hale. Both Utica City FC and Baltimore have returned to the floor now. Verizon presents our first half highlights from this winner-take-all quarterfinal. Things started off Baltimore's way. Great save there by Andrew Coughlin. He's always tough in net. A combo save to keep things alive for Utica. Wallace Scora opportunity here. Deflected in on the refeed by Diesel. And put home by Frater for 1-0. 2-0 unfortunate bounce for Utica off the leg of Vinny Dantas. Utica able to get one back here as Alvis fell, but the ball came out to Amati, who put it home for 2-1. The equalizer, first a diving stop by Coughlin. Then, again, unfortunate bounce. Sometimes it's just the way the ball bounces, comes off the back of the defender, finds its way to Genrich for the goal. Then, with 10 seconds left, Baltimore scores on the lovely top-of-the-arc set piece. Really clever design. Cilia from Pereiras. Well, now seeing the highlights again, I can tell you for sure that it was number 20 who scored the second goal. It was not also this guy's number 12 now. Yeah, I did know. Things change around here. But, Brian, as we've talked about earlier, these are two teams that are overly familiar with one another. 7th meeting of the year between Utica and Blast. 5-1 Blast is the series, but you look at that goal aggregate, it's only 8 goals difference for a 5-1 difference, so it tells you how close the series really was.
Yeah, these guys are very familiar with each other, coaching staffs down through every single player. Utica has a little less experience, I would say, just with the 6 rookies that you spoke about earlier, but Baltimore is coming out here like a champion team, taking a lead at halftime, and should be interesting to see how this third quarter plays out. Both teams are trying to go into the fourth quarter with the lead.
Shout out to our buddy Chris Foster, who's watching on MASL TV. I think he's the owner of Encinitas Ranch. I'm not sure about that, but I know he's very influential. He'll be here tomorrow. He wanted to say hi to you, Farbs.
Need to get on the golf course.
That's something I like to say every day. Baltimore running right to left across your screens in red. Utica in white going left to right. Third of 4 15-minute quarters. Only one team season will continue at the end of this one. It's Baltimore 3, Utica 2 so far. Bruno Enrique coming in. Shot blocked by Alava as Pereira went tumbling into the net. And a foul is called against Utica, setting up the Blast for a set piece.
I got to give it to Diesel tonight. He and I had some back and forth throughout our careers, but he's playing quite well on the defensive side for Baltimore.
Verizon presents the Ron Newman Cup playoffs. Pereira's shot high off the Kaiser Permanente logo, and then this one spins in like a slow curveball. Got dropped down, man down, foul called. As rolling on the floor is Matias Silva. Here comes Porch. That gangly stride out onto the floor.
He's going to hit it.
Pereira.
No, he's got him laid off. Yeah, there you go.
Down low, Porch, and Coughlin reads the angle and snuffs out the pass.
Counter, it's Vinny Dantas. Utica had to be careful there. Ball was played to the bench in the middle of a change. That's where you often see a too many men penalty. There's Belliard, number 2. Gerson to Niamsi. Will Niamsi back to Amati. Now Genrich. Good possession shown by Utica. First minute done, third quarter. Dantas holds, left wing, turns. Shot was blocked. Rodriguez, easy scoop for the Blast. Left-handed throw. Tosses it out. Foul was called on Baltimore while the ball was in the air. And it'll go back to City. Don't forget to catch MASL Monday every Monday night on MASL TV and the CBS Sports Golazo Network with Alex Bastiavansky and Phil Ivanko taking on the league's hot topics. They'll have the full quarterfinal, semifinal review coming up on Monday. Don't miss the show. Pacheco working it in. Blast trying to build out of the back. Here he comes. Pacheco working on the north wall. Had to turn back, reverse, and send it across the floor to Patrick Thompson. Thompson credited for that second Baltimore goal that came off of Dantas' leg and in. Unlike outdoor, where they throw the own goal at the player who conceded, in indoor, whoever's closest is going to get that goal or whoever shot it. I always think that's so mean in outdoor, where like your name goes on the ledger. Like Farber, own goal. You know.
I don't think I ever had an own goal.
Well, I'm not surprised. You're too fast to have an own goal. I don't know why that would matter, but
I just tried not to go back there.
that's it. Chelier turns and rips it toward the Pala Casino Starlight Club, but netting is there to protect the patrons within. 12:53, clock stop, third quarter, Blast 3, Utica 2, our halftime score holding in the early days of this second half. Mello, so smooth on the ball. Jamie Thomas, one of them veteran Blast players. So's Diesel. Sent it into the corner, knocked down, foul called. Back to Utica.
Those are the moments where, from this standpoint, there was no foul. Somebody fell. Doesn't mean you have to blow the whistle.
Coughlin sends it forward. Baltimore able to get Silva's foot on it. Rodriguez then left foots it down the floor. Racing and catching the ball. It's Frater. Kicked off by Niamsi. Still in danger. Coughlin punts it out. Perfectly weighted ball. To bounce 4 times through the midfield. Thomas and the Blast recover. Baltimore led 2-0, surrendered that lead, and then scored at 14:50 of the second quarter to put themselves ahead. Once again, it's Frater. Does well to protect, does well to send in Pacheco. As 4 men collide, it's a 4-car pileup on I-5, and will play on. Bordeaux to Ronaldinho Deniz. Chelier now. Line change for both sides.
Maybe they heard my previous comment about people falling, you don't have to blow a whistle.
Alves, wall pass. Nobody home on the back post. Gerson racing in a step behind. Belliard racing to try and keep the ball in Utica's zone. Double team. Gerson hoping for a whistle. Doesn't get it. Ball spits out. Shot by Dantas off the high glass. Comes down to Porch. Porch on the run. Deflected. Alava steals. Dantas creeping in. Back post. Oh, Gordy wanted it. Just behind him with a yawning goal mouth.
No, Rodriguez got a fingertip on that.
Did
I
he?
believe that's what put it off for Gordy. Otherwise, that would have been Gordy Gerson goal for sure.
Good job, Rodriguez. White glove on the white fan club logo there. Flicked the ball.
It's a great ball from Dantas. Gordy was in the right spot. I think Rodriguez just made a play.
Creeping forward, Niamsi. It's really been a seesaw of momentum in this match. Neither team able to grip firm control.
Yeah, possession has kind of gone back and forth. Baltimore had it in the first. Utica had it in the second. Finished off the half with stealing kind of a goal on that set piece, and now it's kind of a toss-up.
Rodriguez over the top of Gerson. Appreciate all of you watching us on MASL TV on YouTube. Please do us the simple favors. Smash that like button.
as Pinal comes in. Pinal's shot blocked by Mello, still loose. Mello kicks it out. Also, if you haven't yet, please subscribe to MASL TV. You'll be notified for all future broadcasts this year and going forward. MASL TV on YouTube. Catch it. It's hot. 5th minute of the quarter elapsed. 35 in the match complete. 3-2 blast. Winner take all. Single elimination. Quarterfinal action. Winner advances to tomorrow. Both teams know who their opponent would be. If Utica advances, they'll play Chihuahua as the 6th seed, the lowest remaining in the tournament. Baltimore's the highest seed yet to win remaining in the tournament. If they win, they'll play the number 2 seed, San Diego. Match is at 2 o'clock Pacific, 5:30 Pacific tomorrow to set our 2 Ron Newman Cup finalists. Genrich, nifty footwork at midfield for Utica. Here's Milton D'Andrade, quiet so far. Chelier is a tall, imposing presence. 6'3", the Cuban. Chelier, step into his left foot, rolling one wide, and then just punched out of there by Rodriguez. He didn't want to see where that bounce went. He said, let me get it further away from me and my net. Coughlin, refeed for Nilton. Chelier over to Genrich, who's impressed me with his movements in this match. Gets tripped up a little bit at midfield, and he'll come off. Back on the captain, Bordeaux. His pass recovered by Chelier. Steps around his defender, Pereiras. Chelier coming in. Left-footed shot! Rebound! What a save! Rodriguez keeps the lead for Baltimore with pure reaction.
That hit the post, came back, was put back on frame, and he made another big save.
Rodriguez, player of the match so far. Nilton shoots it wide. Bordeaux crashes the rebound for Utica. We've completed 7 minutes. Next ball out of bounds will be the officials' timeout for the 3rd quarter. 3-2 blast. Hold the lead. No scoring yet in this frame. Utica trying to change that. They've had some promising attack. Dantas. Spinorama on the wall. And then size. Dantas, don't punch the glass. You don't need to do that. That hurts. Sayani says, here. Like Jordan the Stallion says, come here. Come here. Closer. You don't have to talk to me like that.
I mean, it's frustrating for Dantas because he's getting hit hard. He's getting pushed just because he's big. He doesn't get a call. And then as soon as he puts a fingertip on somebody, the guy goes down. And he's also big. So maybe it was a foul, maybe it wasn't. But in his mind, he's obviously frustrated about the call. And it's the 2nd time in a row.
Pacheco had a steal, and he could have sprung a 3-on-1 break. And Kyle Genrich broke that up himself. One of those hidden moments. It seems like nothing if you're not paying close attention. But that could have been a breakaway for Baltimore if not for the defense of the rookie. Working through the 8th minute of the quarter now. Coughlin sent forward. Silva, Manny Silva. Niamse now. Another tall, rangy defender. Pinal has shown his ability physically at target. Porch got dispossessed. Pinal feeding Gerson. Gordy. Shot wide. Porch protects the ball long enough, then trips over, and now Rodriguez throws it out from his stomach, seeking to trigger a Baltimore counter. Okay. Here's Milton D'Andrade. Smooth moving quarter. 9 minutes have elapsed already. Coughlin's distribution is instead a shot on goal. Rodriguez grabs it, throws it out to Pereira. The captain of the Blast, Juan Pereira. Pereira, 115 goals in his Blast career, 10 years in Baltimore.
Yeah, this is his best year on the goal scoring side in I think his whole career. Maybe one other year he's been up there. like that.
Yeah, 20 goals for Pereira this season. He's dealt with injury, too.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You can see he's got tape, but this game means so much. You're not going to miss this. He's a captain. He's a leader, veteran. At this time of the year, though, it's a matter about who is healthy.
Pereira's waiting to get this loose ball. Here he comes with a double team around him. Perfect cut! And Coughlin reads the play. Now charging in Amati, and it was left there and kicked out by Utica. Now we're going the other way. Alava sent it out. Andrade's in pursuit. He's got Thompson warding him off the ball. Rodriguez punts it down to Frater. Frater sending in Pereira. Juan Pereira heads it to himself, but the ball was spinning sideways. He couldn't control it forward. He could have come in right on net if he did. We have completed 40 minutes of this match. Final 5 of the third quarter. Over 2/3 of the way through in this elimination game. Two proud teams who've played well all year. But one season will end this afternoon. And it might be Utica, because there is the Victor Pereira's goal to double the lead. 2-goal lead, 4-2 blast, and after so much back and forth. Let's take the quick replay and see how it went.
Yeah, got it across the middle. Victor's not going to miss from there. That is for sure.
Two men went to the defender in the corner. Enrique found his target, Pereiras. The two former Tropics hook up on a Baltimore goal to make it 4-2. Utica's response next on MASL TV. Well, he's gone for this year, but he should not be forgotten. The young man who took the MASL by storm in 2024-25, Kelvin Oliveira. 29 goals in 12 games. 42 points, 3.5 points per game to lead the MASL, but out since February 23rd with a lower body injury. Utica went 4-5 down the stretch without Kelvin. Now they find themselves desperately in need of offense. They're down 2. Their season's on the line with 4 minutes and change left in the third quarter. Still plenty of time, of course, in a game where goals can be scored just seconds apart. But when you don't have Oliveira, you don't have that security blanket, Brian, of knowing we've got a dude on our team that might get some goals.
Yeah, I mean, he was unbelievable. He was averaging a hat trick a game for a period of time. He was actually making me tune in and watch Utica games just because I wanted to see what he was going to do next. So definitely exciting for the league. Certainly missed. Hope he's healthy and getting himself to 100%. But there's other guys on this team that can score. He would just be, you know, he would draw so much attention in doubles that would make it easier for Utica to find some other goals.
Right now, Utica needs some of their top scorers to flash the leather, as we would say in baseball. You need to get involved. Pinal has been important offensively. Trying to do the muck work in the corner here, the big fella. Gerson got a tip out, held in. Genrich, can he get a brace? Genrich staggers and falls. And the Blast are able to kick it out. One of the guys who can do it is Gordy Gerson. He's been an explosive scorer in his history, so much so he earned the nickname Kid Dynamite. Frater looking to earn his own nickname. Dancing in. Out to Thompson. And Rodriguez trying to work it past Pereira. The pass eluded him. Frater settled it along the low wall on the north side of Front Wave Arena. Again tonight at 7:30, Kansas City and Milwaukee. Tomorrow at 2 p.m., Chihuahua will host their semifinal match. Tomorrow at 5:30 p.m., all times Pacific, San Diego will host their semifinal match. All single elimination until we get to the finals, which will be a best of 3. And interestingly, Brian, the top seed has a choice this year to either accept a home-and-home with a minigame or 3 full matches if they can get the arena dates. Obviously, you want 3 full matches.
Yeah, it's better for the league to have full matches if it's a 1-1 going into the 3rd game. You want your guys 100%. You want your best lineup. Go take a day of rest.
Yeah, as exciting as it was to see the Sockers win an MASL championship in a minigame, which was rechristened a knockout game, still, it's 15 minutes. Like, it's not a real game.
It's very nervy, you know, and anything can happen. And so I think a full game is just better for the fans. It's better for everybody. Now, getting people to come back to the arena is a different conversation. I know it's a business, but for the game, yes, I would rather a full game.
100%. And I always think it's the best practice for a league to think about what's best outside of concerns such as that. Great kick save by the left toe of Coughlin. Redistribution, pinballing in! Bruno Enrique finds the pinball and lights the buzzer to make it 5-2. And the Blast starting to pull away here in San Diego.
Coughlin had a big save, foot save, and then the way it popped back out is a bit unfortunate for him. Batted around and then just kind of tried to get cleared. I think it went off his shin and just snuck into the post.
Nice celebration as well from Enrique, who grabbed the jersey of his injured teammate, fellow Brazilian, fellow former Tropic, Ricardo Diegues, one of the most talented players in this league on the ball. Diegues took an injury in the last 2 matches for Baltimore. He's out for the playoffs. Dantas trying to get it right back. Rodriguez point-blank save. Guevara wrestles him off the ball. Pereiras got a touch on it. Utica gets it back. It's Belliard wearing the 2 gloves indoors, like he's going to go out for a brisk autumn walk later. Not realizing it's April and he's in San Diego. Belliard turning. Belliard's shot attempt blocked by Guevara. Comes off the side glass. Kneed forward. Headed out by the Blast. And racing back to capture is Alava. Final seconds of the 3rd quarter here. Baltimore has the last 3 goals after a 2-2 tie in the 2nd quarter. Foul called. Now, this might be a big moment, Brian. I don't want to overweight it, but Baltimore's gotten the late goals. If Utica could claw one back on this set piece, changes the whole tenor of the 4th.
Yeah, I think they're going to draw something up. They're going to call a timeout right here, so I don't anticipate much, but
there's the timeout. How'd you know?
It's a hunch. Everton is going to draw up a play that is going to try to get them the best chance to get a goal here before the end of the quarter.
Want to remind you that MASLsoccer.com is your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League, all the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and more. And Capelli Sport is the official, exclusive, preferred uniform and apparel provider of the Major Arena Soccer League, the all-new MASL fan store, launching soon. If you disagree with the call in today's game, don't bitch about it on social media. Instead, just wait to hear from the man himself, Ryan Sigich, along with Phil Levanko on Under Review, the most controversial show in the MASL. Catch it every Friday here, MASL TV, on YouTube. I should have pulled out the phone and recorded Brian Farber's conversation up here with Ryan Sigich and Rich Grading. I would have had to do some editing along the way, but.
Lot of history there.
It's so fun because you have so many war stories from over 20 years, outdoors and indoors, Farbs. And you scored so many goals, so many spectacular plays, so many wins, part of the 48-game winning streak, 5 championships in San Diego, another with the Cougars. But what you remember are like the 3 goals that you got jobbed out of in 20 years by officials.
Those ones hurt the most. You can ask any goal scorer. It's not about the ones that you put away. It's about the ones that you didn't get.
This is a big play. Who's going to get it? Pinal. Oh, boy. Staggered it in between his toes. Then Amati's shot is punted out. And this is how the quarter's going to come to an end. You drew it up, and then the ball goes bink-bonk in between the legs. And all the best laid plans fall apart. 0.1 remaining in the third quarter. And they will do the perfunctory rollout here, and that will end the quarter. There it is. 45 minutes are complete at Front Wave Arena. Already, Chihuahua and San Diego have advanced. Baltimore is looking to make it all chalk and have the top 3 reach the semis. Utica's got 15 minutes to turn it around. Stay right here. More action from Oceanside next.
Across the nation, MASL players are giving back, utilizing their professional power to touch and inspire people in their local communities nationwide. Free soccer clinics, where kids can meet their heroes and learn new skills. After-school programs and special events. And surprise visits to the classroom. Visiting brave kids in the hospital, bringing joy and hope. Supporting special needs care, partnering with local businesses, and so much more. MASL, passion on the field, purpose off the field, committed to community.
You see Melissa May. She, with Lexi, Mary Beth Hughes, lovely daughter in the corner, but it's the older young lady who's going to kick that ball. Presented without context, the Ron Newman Cup playoffs. They are presented with context. The context is Verizon. Thank you for Verizon for supporting the playoffs of indoor soccer. It's the fourth quarter of this winner-take-all quarterfinal. It's Baltimore 5, it's Utica 2, and Craig Elston with Brian Farber here. Farbs, you were just saying, very difficult to imagine a Blast team so defensively sound, only 2 goals conceded in 45, giving up 3 unanswered in only 15. So what can UCFC do to turn things, shift the momentum to a posture where it wouldn't be so unrealistic?
Well, I would say that in the MSL, anything can happen, and momentum can certainly be taken. It just takes 1 goal to take that momentum, and they could get 3 goals. But it's hard to imagine. I'm watching them talk in the group. They're talking about being in good defensive positioning. They're talking about getting behind the ball. I can see that the way that they're trying to say, get back, get back. All that matters is protecting this lead.
Utica will run right to left. Baltimore left to right. The whistle sounded. The final quarter is underway. Unless it's a +3 quarter for Utica, their season is about to come to an end, and the Blast are going to go to the semifinals. Those are the stakes at hand. Let me throw one more log on the proverbial fire here. Next goal. Utica must score the next goal.
Yeah, I would agree with that. 6-2 is much different than 5-3.
Enrique, who just got the lucky bounce. And that's the thing. It can be one lucky bounce that could turn the whole system around. Thomas stepping across the yellow line, working it over to Porch. However, Baltimore has the experience, the talent, the defense, and the ability now to just work the ball around. Just like you and I were talking about in last night's soccer's match. Now you get into that mentality you were describing of take your hard minute shift, come off, let your line mate do the same.
Yeah, they have 14 minutes on the clock, and every time you go and do your job, you're burning off another minute, minute and a half, 2 minutes. And the score is still up by 3. You've done what you needed to do.
Rodriguez has been the hidden hero of this match for Baltimore. Utica could have somewhere between 1 and 3 more goals, if not for plus saves, bonus saves by Rodriguez. Meanwhile, aerial battle for possession there. Genrich got the worst of it. And the young man from Comic, New York has found his way off the turf. Speaking of that turf, it seems like it's really been an adjustment period for each of the non-San Diego, non-Empire teams.
It's an adjustment period for everybody. The turf is just different because it's new. So it hasn't had a lot of games played on it. Plays a little bit slower.
Frater, fancy footwork to keep possession for the Blast. Live change. Here's the steal attempt, and all gets whistled for the foul. Got the ball, but got a good piece of Pereira as well. Frater's been impressive. Pereira brought to his knees. Ball lifted out. Alava. Head, head, head. 3 heads down to the chest of Frater. Frater tumbles and draws the foul from Fernando Pena.
Frater is feeling himself right now. He's asking for the ball. He's attacking everything. He's moving off the ball well. He's not just standing there. He's working hard forwards and backwards. I find it hard to believe that he only had 1 goal in regular season after the game that I've watched here tonight.
I think he was a late addition to this Blast club, only 7 games. So.
Yeah, I need to go back and ask him some questions.
Well, he's been asking questions of the defense all night, that's for sure.
Well, he looks like he looks like a total game changer.
Bordeaux rubbed off the ball by Porch. Here they come the other way, looking for a dagger. Enrique dispossessed. Well done. Then Alava go over the low wall, out of play. Don't forget, coming up at 7:30 p.m., Nick Vassos and Christian Philemon, along with Amanda Philemon, will be here in this broadcast booth to present our 4th and final winner-take-all quarterfinal. It'll be the 4 versus 5. And like you might expect, it's probably the most evenly drawn up of our 4 quarterfinals. KC, Milwaukee, teams that despise one another. I don't think I'm even overstating it. I know you hear that a lot in sports. Hey, these two don't like each other. Let me tell you, throw it out. But, I mean, legitimately, there's more red cards between KC and Milwaukee than any other matchup. So this one is shot high and out.
Yeah, that game should be fun to watch. I'm going to stick around.
Me too. But if you can't be here, CBS Sports Golazo Network is the place to watch it. If you haven't figured it out yet, also available free to stream on Pluto TV, as well as the CBS Sports app. And it's on Paramount Plus. I have Paramount Plus. If you have Paramount Plus, it's right there under the Live tab. Good old P+. Survivor, and Big Brother, and everything else. Off the head of Chelier there.
It's a tough ball to handle there. Utica needs to try to find something here in the next couple of minutes to get that first one.
I'm of the feeling right now, Farbs, this becomes a no mistakes match. If Baltimore makes no mistakes, they're going to win.
It's just a matter of, will they make a mistake? And if they make a mistake, can Utica take it, turn it, and reverse the momentum?
Absolutely. You go into the playoffs and it's a one-goal game. Anything can happen, but you know, guys are stepping up. Frater is a good example of that tonight. He has stepped up and helped with this team, get them started early on, got the assist. Diesel's been doing a good job in the back. They're all working as a team defense. Look at that right there, swarming the ball.
Yes. Impressive. And the foul called. The clip on the leg. Frater is called for it, actually. It's going to go back to Utica.
But look at their organization in the back. They're instantly picking up runners, pointing things out. Everyone's covered. There is no miscommunication here on there, and they are defending as one.
Dantas holding it up, laying it off Alava. Can he get a return pass in the middle? There's Dantas front and center. Got 2 men around him. Can't face goal and shoot. Baltimore is just well positioned. Note that Frater is sitting on 3 fouls in the half now, Farbs. So a 4th foul would be an automatic blue card, and that's the kind of thing Utica needs. There's been no cards in this match.
Here you go.
Alves off the wall. Shot and a better save. Rodriguez does it again.
That's like 5 or 6 big saves he's had.
He's my pick for man of the match.
Yeah, he deserves it.
And he sends out this distribution that's run down by Guevara. His pass across was wide. Porch settles it. Mello comes in. Jonatas Mello. Coughlin knew what to do, using every inch of his boundary. Working through the 50th minute of this match. It was 2-0 Baltimore. It was 2-2. But what might turn out to be the moment of the match, a wonderfully designed set piece with just seconds left in the second quarter to give the Blast a halftime lead. Goal at 14:50 of the second quarter. Baltimore got 2 in the third. 1 well designed, the other a lucky break. And that's where we are, 5-2. Does Utica have a phoenix rising from the ashes moment here, that they can throw up some goals? Pinal, look out! The pinball almost came in. And we've got a Blast player that's the worse for the wear, but he laid out to keep that ball out of the net.
Yeah, he has to sub now. It's going to give him a second to all catch their breath, regroup. See what happened here. Ball came back. I think caught him off guard a little bit.
Yeah, just hit him wrong.
It's one of those
Breaking
awkward
the
bounces.
steal, Milton. D'Andrade, they need him. Shot it high off the frame. Pacheco brought it down. Blast trying to bring it out with Welly. And it'll be run down by Niamsi. But time's on the side of the visitors from Maryland.
So Welly and Pacheco there, they were just barely off from what their plan was. They both looked at each other like, hey, that's all right, like, because it doesn't matter what's going forward. It's a matter now of trying to get regrouped and get back. So they're not mad at each other, but I'm sure they would probably try to do that one over again.
I love it. Chelier. That 6th minute of the quarter is walked out. Tick-tock on the clock. It's working for the Blast, and for Utica, it's the Grim Reaper's clock. Out to Belliard. Racing off the bench. Denise was hoping for something there. Shot out of play. The poise of Baltimore, it's really standing out to me, Brian.
Yeah, they're relaxed. They're comfortable right now. Utica's kind of making it easy for them, but in some of the chances, I mean, Rodriguez is just coming up big, and that's what separated the score.
Pereira. Bruno taken away right in between the penalty boxes and then taken back. Enrique ragging some time, taking it from the north to the south side of the floor, falls down around a double team. Denise digs it out. But all of a sudden, the 7th minute of the fourth quarter is just about expired. Shot and another save, Rodriguez. Next ball out of bounds is the final official's timeout of this match.
From this angle, that was sneaking in the near post. He went down fast. Big save again.
Chelier just tried to sneak one past him that time, hoping he would catch him off guard. The wing out, Pereras. Former 50-point scorer in the league, Victor Pereras. He was really the focal point of the old Tropics offense.
Yeah, he definitely was. He was dangerous when he was in Florida. I mean, he's still a dangerous player, but he had some great years when he was down there.
Milton. Good pass, getting Alava in along the wall, double team bracketing him. As he gets to the mid wall, Dantas steps in support. And next ball out of bounds will be our timeout, but nothing inbounds. Whistle just resets for a common foul against Utica. Two players now on the Blast sitting on 3 fouls. We already told you about number 31, Frater. Number 19, Jairo Guevara, is also on 3 commons. So it's one of the only things that Everton Moreira, head coach of Utica, has kind of got in his pocket right now. 2 players, if they get on the floor, you could attack them looking for a foul. Of course, David Bascombe can just put those players on the bench, and then there will be no 4th foul.
Yeah, I think those guys are probably out unless they have no choice.
Pacheco, lovely pass, cutting it to Jamie Thomas. Silva now, Porch. Back heel looking for Thomas. Thomas goes down, draws the whistle. Thinks he was going to get a blue, but he'll get a top of the arc chance, or at least very close to it. In a 1-goal match, that would have been controversial. Here comes the set piece. Timeout instead. So, let's take our last break. The Blast looking for a dagger. Utica looking for something that they can use to spark a flame of a comeback. We will come back and wrap up this quarterfinal after a quick timeout. MASL TV, presented by Verizon. Craig Elston, Brian Farber, and Melissa May are our Moda broadcast team. 3rd of 4 quarterfinal elimination matches here at Front Wave Arena, the brand new arena in Oceanside, North County, San Diego County, California. It's Baltimore 5, Utica 2, the number 3 seed looking to join the numbers 1 and 2 seeds, Chihuahua and San Diego, in tomorrow's semifinals. One more goal for the Blast just might do it. Pereira shoots it, and Coughlin defends the play. Andrew Coughlin is taking a gander, and he's heading out. Here comes Vinny Dantas, 6th attacker, with 6.5 minutes to play. This is the kind of press your luck all-in move that Everton Moreira, the head coach, has no choice but to make, Farbs.
Yeah, it's that time. You need 3 goals. just to get back into a draw. We've got 6 minutes left.
Dantas really good with the ball at his feet, but given his mobility issues, kind of an interesting choice as sixth attacker.
I think he's done it in the past pretty well, so I think with the experience, he probably the top choice. You know, sixth attacker is always a gamble, as you said, so having somebody back there who's done it in the past throughout his career is always helpful.
Kind of Pereira-esque. He's a statue. He's great moving the ball, but if he loses possession, it'll be all she wrote. Gerson lost possession. Pacheco bending one. This is going to go wide of the net. And it'll be retrieved with under 6 minutes to play for Utica. So now Moreira's doing the math in his head going, well, can we get one in the next 90 seconds? And then put the pressure on. See if momentum changes. There's Thomas blocking Dantas' pass, and then Vinny shoots it into the crowd, and now he'll have to come off. Coughlin will come back on for UCFC.
Pacheco went off, looked like potentially, I haven't seen him pop back up. He's down behind the bench. I don't know if he got kicked or is hurt, but he ran off quick. Something to watch.
Halava under pressure. Foul is called. Now we'll keep an eye on Sweet Pea. He's popped back up, just got a drink. The front of the Baltimore bench. Don't want to see anyone get hurt. And of course, you got to come back and go tomorrow. Less than 24 hours. Dantas bangs it off the glass. Baltimore's going to get another look at this. Now here's what I was just talking about. Pereira can outrun Dantas. Gets down low. Vinny did get in the crease. The shot still loose. Tipped in. Mello has sent the blast to the semifinals. 4:57 left to play. It's not impossible, just deeply improbable for Utica City. A great season, but you can see it in Dantas' collapse there. This is all she wrote.
Yeah, the ball just kind of laid there for him to chip back across, and Mello's not going to miss from there. Good to get him on the score sheet. Working hard.
Yonatas Mello, one of those championship-tested veterans on the Blast team. That goal came at 10:03. And a timeout has been called by Utica to try and figure it out. Julian Rodriguez getting some high fives. 11 of 13 is what the official stats have him right now, Farbs. And I'll tell you what, of those 11 saves, you got to say 5 or 6 of them high quality.
Yeah, I feel like I've been singing his praises all night. I vividly remember a shot from here sneaking in the bottom corner. He got a fingertip on that would have gone to Gordy. Got another one down here at the near post, and then how many in the middle of the goal. He's just been big tonight. He is definitely, in my mind, he's kind of player of the game for them.
I mean, you think about that transition. We talked about it earlier in the broadcast, how those 2010s Baltimore teams that came over, the beasts of the MISL, joining the MASL, kind of bigfooting the league in their first 4 seasons. They lost in the championship to Monterey, and then they won 3 in a row. You think about those teams, and the names that immediately pop to my mind are Dantas, William Vinzella, in net, Mello, right? These are the guys that you think about, the stars, the historic stars of Baltimore, and I think it's really to their credit. They let that Donatelli.
I was waiting for Donatelli.
Yeah, Tony Donatelli. You can't say it without Tony Donatelli. Like, those guys shepherded them through more than a decade. It's amazing to see the rebuild after kind of the string played out.
Yeah, and I think there's still touches of that. Some of these guys are, they played with those guys, so it's not unfamiliar territory for them. Some veterans on this team now that have been around. It's interesting to see Vinny, because he was a mainstay in my mind in Baltimore for so long. But yeah, they have rebuilt, put it that way. They are looking sharp. It should be an interesting game tomorrow versus San Diego.
Alvis now is the 6th attacker for Utica. Dantas is out there as a field player, but working on the wing instead of with the ball. Vinny's got it now as we're down to 4:20 left in the 4th. Again, coming up, Nick Vassos, Christian Philly-Filliman, Amanda Filliman, our 4th and final quarterfinal. This one's shot out of play. It's Kansas City and Milwaukee.
two teams heading in different directions. Kansas City comes into the playoffs losers of 6 out of 8. Milwaukee comes in winners of 5 out of 6. And when I say that, it's actually 5 out of 8, but 5 out of 6 with Frank Tayu in the lineup. Frank came over, scored 20 points, as we have a review coming from Baltimore's bench. Scored 20 points in 6 matches, Brian. And not only did Frank come in and score, but he opened up the offense in a way that Ian Bennett started scoring again. And Bennett had a rip-roaring finish to the second half.
Well, when you have two guys like that, they can score from any angle on any play
Baltimore
on the field at the same time.
For a blue card for
you know, they're going to make it easier for each other because they draw that defender over, and you can't go and double them because then you got danger on both sides. So Frank seems to be very happy in Milwaukee. Good for him. It's going to be a good game tonight versus KC. And, yeah, it's good to see Ian happy. Those guys are like, you know, two pair right now scoring goals together. So if they can continue for a couple more games.
This is a challenge for too many men on the floor. David Bascom is challenging, thinking that Utica had a bad change. And if so, we'll see the first card of any sort in tonight's match, as we have achieved MASL video review. Okay, we got their 5 Uticans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 just came on. What are we looking for?
I think maybe he came on early. It's hard to tell.
Well, didn't see it in that particular run.
Yeah.
This is one of those ones that might not necessarily get caught on camera. Maybe this angle.
There you go.
Here we go.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, we got our 5. There goes Coughlin. There goes the
Yeah.
second guy. Yep. That's 6 men. Yep, there it is. There it is.
I mean,
Coughlin got followed out the gate. It's like his puppy dog ran out behind him. You go, no, stay inside.
was that a referee ball? I guess I'm not paying
2, 3,
attention.
4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there's 7 guys on the floor at that exact moment. So this should be a successful challenge. And here comes the answer from Saini.
After review, Utica had too many men on the field. 2-minute power play.
Yep.
Baltimore will
Easy
retain
call
their challenge.
on MASL video review. Great job done by everybody all around. Well done. Yeah, I did. Yeah, when we saw the 8 guys on the field, we were like, I think that's too many men. Even with a little white line. The officials up here, Brian, are making fun of me because in the regular season finale, I completely biffed a 6-men review, thinking that the little white line out there was a safety zone that you could hide inside. That's what Drew Ruggles thought, too,
well,
as he kind of danced in his little zone.
It's a gray area. If your hand is on the board, you're near the door, and you're not trying to be involved in the play, there's some, like a little bit of leniency, I would say. But if you are 2 feet on the floor and your guy is 6 feet into the floor, you're both on the field at the same time, and the ball is nearby, it's kind of no-brainer for the referees to call.
Well, and that's the whole thing. I have no brains, so that's why I got it.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, so it fits as a piece when you put the whole puzzle together. Under 4 minutes to go in this one. Congratulations to Baltimore, and don't let this result dim the light of such a promising season for City. Porch lifting it back out, and now we just really get down to the big questions, just like yesterday, the big question for Empire. Is Marco Fabian going to come back? Will the league find a way, and will the strikers find a way to keep the Liga MX star in? Now you got to ask that question about Kelvin. Shot and another great save. 12th save for Julian Rodriguez in 14 tries.
Yeah, I don't have inside information on anything over there with Kelvin, but from my understanding is he has got an opportunity with Neymar directly.
With Neymar?
That has pulled him into an area that I'm sure he would be hard to pass on.
Yes. Coughlin.
If Neymar called me, I would come out of retirement. Put it that way. How about
That's
that?
That's fair. That's fair. How impressive do you have to be to get a call from Neymar?
Very, and he is. So I think he's got some connections. He's obviously very impressive. Scored the game-winning goal in the TST tournament the year before on the back pass from Drew Ruggles. And Now he's on to, I think he's in Brazil right now.
I wonder if we'll see him at TST. This could be a 7th. Pereira's slaps the turf in dismay. He kind of tackled himself right there. Working through the closing moments of this one. I think if this was a Hollywood script, it would have been rejected. You really want to do this a 7th time? The screenwriters would have said. Well, they would have been right.
I mean, if you had asked me in the second quarter, I would have not been able to predict this score. Felt like a back and forth match.
I always think about those last second goals, just how different the feeling was for City to go into the locker room losing as opposed to being tied and having come back to tie it.
Yeah, that's that crucial moment. That 3-2 free kick that turned into a little bit of a trickery, turned into a goal, is going in the locker room with a whole different mindset.
1 minute 45 left in the City season. Celebrate these young men and all the work they do in the community. Celebrate the Utica organization. Love the Riggies alternate jerseys. Second year doing the Riggies. Did make me want some chicken rigatoni, I will say, that particular weekend. I didn't actually buy it, but I did think about it a lot. And right now I'm getting hungry, as a matter of fact. Maybe they'll serve it downstairs. Under 90 to play. Coming up, Milwaukee and Kansas City. A rivalry built out of blood and sweat. And generally 1.35 Derek Huffman red cards per season. We'll find out what this one is.
I'm watching Gordy right now. Let's see what happens.
Dying to get
next
one.
Minute. Yeah, he's had a couple little run-ins.
We'll hear from Victor Pereira coming up shortly when this one's over. Alves tests the tensile strength of the netting. And Julian Rodriguez, somewhat oddly, throws out a primal scream right there. Both fists extended, saying, "Let's go!" Because I think he realizes they will not score 4 goals on him in 53 seconds.
Fair.
The Blaster moving on. And guess what, folks? The ultimate, loose ball, don't give it up, thank you. The ultimate MISL rivalry. They met in 1983. They met in 1985. They met in 1990. They met in 1991. And San Diego won every time. The Sockers have never lost to the Blast in a playoff in the history of the two franchises. That history is on the line tomorrow here, 5:30 p.m. Pacific at Front Wave Arena, when the 16-time champion Sockers take on the 8-time champion Blast.
That will be a fun one for all the fans, the whole league. I'm excited to call it with you, so should be a good time.
There you saw it. It's decided. It's Baltimore and San Diego tomorrow. Full time, the horn has sounded. 6-2 Baltimore is our final score. We'll take a quick timeout. We will not take a quick timeout. We will wait for an interview before a quick timeout, as our Melissa May is standing by. We'll wait for the exchange of handshakes, courtesies, sportsmanship abounding in North County, San Diego. I will personally nominate for man of the match Julian Rodriguez. 12 out of 14 saves.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. He had the hot hand tonight. He looked sharp. He's going to be tough to beat tomorrow for San Diego if he's playing like he did tonight. Look at these guys, though. They all know each other so well. There's tons of sportsmanship on the floor right now. Utica losing by 4 in a big game, but they are out there shaking hands with Baltimore, wishing them luck tomorrow. That's what the sport's all about.
Standing by for our post-match interview. Baltimore, 16 wins in the regular season, and now, of course, regular season and postseason stats are bifurcated. They are separated, but in a winner-take-all situation, now you wonder. You got 4v5 coming up, Kansas City and Milwaukee. Numbers 1, 2, and 3 have all advanced. And advancing to our interview position is Victor Pereira. He's joined now by Melissa May.
Victor, the Blast missed the playoffs last year, so how important was it to come in tonight, put on a good performance, and get the win?
Well, the playoff is where the Blast belongs. We knew we would be back soon enough, and we did. Kudos to these guys out here, the performance, the defensive effort. That's what we need. Defenses win the championship, and that's how we're going to go into the end.
Building off of that, your defense essentially shut down Utica in the second half. They only scored 1 goal. What did you use coming out of halftime that you were like, we got to do this?
I mean, we play Utica a few games. We know each other very well. It's a chess match. We said we need to defend. We need to defend and put our effort in the field, and it's going to come our way.
It's a quick turnover for your team. You play the San Diego Sockers tomorrow night in the semifinals. What are you taking out of this game into tomorrow?
Again, I'm being repetitive, but the defensive effort, right? And we're going to rest. We're going to rest as much as we can, as best as we can, and we're going to be back here tomorrow to do the same job again.
Thank you so much, Victor. Craig Farber, back to you.
Well done, Victor Pereira. Well done, Melissa May. Let's take our last time out. We'll come back, bring you the highlights, and wrap up this one. Get you set for the second semifinal, or second quarterfinal as well. Final score here, Baltimore 6, Utica City FC 2. Post-game coverage next on MASL TV.
Indoor soccer fans, it's time to unleash a giant leap for fandom. Introducing MASL Indoor Soccer Fantasy Football. Build your dream team, invite your friends, and create your own draft league, all for free. Draft and trade players and win bragging rights as your team dominates the league. With MASL iFootball, you're not just a fan, you're part of the action. Go to MASL iFootball to sign up, get started, and play. Three quarterfinal match is done and dusted now in the MASL Ron Newman Cup playoffs presented by Verizon. It's the top 3 seeds moving on. Chihuahua beat St. Louis. San Diego took down Empire. And in our just concluded quarterfinal, Baltimore 6 and Utica City FC 2. Back in the broadcast booth inside Front Wave Arena, Brian Farber, Craig Elston, our Amoda crew has put together these second half highlights. Let's take a look and see. As it's an all Baltimore second half. Julian Rodriguez scrambling saves left and right. This was the carom out of the corner, finding Pereiras in the middle, 4-3-2. Then the lucky bounce that got to Bruno Enrique for a 4-2 lead. Once again, Rodriguez, just every time Utica had a chance to regain momentum, Rodriguez took it away. With diving stops, big saves. Here's the against 6 attacker goal by Unatis Mello to wrap things up and serve a 6-2 victory for the Baltimore Blast. So as we discussed during the match, Brian, Utica, nothing to hang their heads about. A fine season. Unfortunately, Baltimore just had their number this year, and that's the way it goes. But now we look ahead to a Baltimore-San Diego semifinal. History, rivalry, owners that love to go head-to-head, players that love to go head-to-head. This is everything the league's asking for.
Yeah, this should be an exciting game tomorrow. Two rich traditions, San Diego versus Baltimore, facing each other for a chance to try to get to the finals. You couldn't really draw it up any better for the fans of the league. I'm just hoping that we get a good fans show up here in North County to try to see everybody play in Front Wave Arena at its best.
Meanwhile, the early semifinal tomorrow will see the back-to-back defending champion Chihuahua take on the winner of our next semifinal. Christian Philly-Phillim and Nick Vassos are standing by, 7:30 p.m. over on CBS Sports Golazo Network for the Milwaukee Wave and the Kansas City Comets. And as we talked about, Milwaukee finished strong. Kansas City really stumbled down the stretch. But if they can get Zach Reggett, Rion Marquez going, if they can find Ejimadu back healthy in goal, you know the Comets have the championship pedigree. They played in the finals just last year.
Yeah, it's going to be come out however they start tonight. Like you said, Milwaukee has a ton of momentum. Frank coming into the lineup, having enough games to play with the team. They get to know each other. They're offensively very dangerous. And on the other side, KC has been giving up some easy goals and not really getting the results that they wanted come down the stretch. So they need to find a way to kind of turn it back on what they had early in the season.
So still plenty of exciting indoor soccer to come your way. Don't forget to thank our friends. We'll thank our friends, and then don't forget to set your timer for 7:30 tonight to watch Milwaukee and Kansas City over on CBS Sports Golazo Network, also streaming on Paramount Plus, Pluto TV, and the CBS Sports app. All right, on the way out, we want to say a special thanks to our great crew from Emoda, getting the job done once again and helping shepherd us through yet another quarterfinal. Want to thank each and every one of you, and if I find the call sheet, I will do it. Oh, there it is, right there. I want to say thanks to Terry Parrish and Chris Karcher, our co-founders of Emoda. Sean Pettit is our broadcast producer as well. Just lost it again. Where did you go, Mr. Email? Come back here, come back here. Well, you know, the rest of you guys did a great job, too. And that's how we're going to wrap it up. So sorry, but thank you, everybody. Great job. Okay, we got to get out of here. For Brian Farber, for Melissa May, and our Emoda crew, some anonymous, others named, I'm Craig Elston, reminding you of our final score, Baltimore 6 and Utica 2, and reminding you to tune in at 7:30 for Milwaukee and Kansas City. We'll be back tomorrow for the